Yes guys, I'm working on this 1998 clapped out Honda Civic that you see behind me. It needs a lot of work. This is my daughter's car. It's gonna be her car. But the more I dig into it, the more I've seen what's been done to it. You can see the back that came out from underneath it. All of that. So, yeah. It's already lowered. It's on coilovers, which they're just cheap eBay coilovers, which I think we're going to swap out. Motor's going to stay because it runs great, has AC, but it is disgusting. Like, nobody cared about this car at all for a long time. We got some rust that we need to repair. Probably going to wrap it. Need new tires. We do got parts. I did grab her a quick little eBay header and an exhaust, and I'm going to make a test pipe for it just to get rid of the cat. She's got a whole bunch of other parts. I did get Honda timing belt, Honda water pump, trying to keep everything as Honda as I can. But this is going to be the first project for the channel, plus the Honda Fit. Later video on the Fit here where we're going to take it to the Dragon. So that'll be at a later date, come October. We'll be taking her to the Dragon. She does really well. This frame, or this body, is so slept on as far as what people don't know that this car can do. Like, the handing capability of this thing is amazing. It's on team coilovers. It's got a wing, front lip, some other stuff done to it. But like I said, we'll get onto that one later. But right now, first vehicle of the channel is going to be this one. And we got a lot of stuff done to it. I am going to go back. This is how I started in metal fabrication, was doing strut bars and suspension bars. So I think I'm going to do that on this. Just so you can have some old school bars that I used to do from back in the day. I think it'll be kind of cool. Anyway, let's finish pressure washing the engine. All right, first thing to get in a nice, clean, perfect engine bay is pressure wash everything. This was so gross. I don't know if this dude went mudding in this car or what, but there was so much grime. Over here, I do still do old school headlight restoration. I go in with 1,000 grit, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, and then I end it at 3, and then I go in with some buffing compound and some other things for that. I just did the one headlight here, and then you can kind of see the difference. But I think it came out really good. Got rid of that haze. I don't think that these are factory headlights, but you can see that's the old one, and then the difference between the two. All right, guys, we do got a new toy in the shop, so I wanted to show it to you really quick. It's the Falcon A1 from Creality. This right here, guys, is a nice desktop laser engraver. So we're going to be doing some wood engraving. I think this will help a lot. And doing some different stuff with custom bikes, like doing tank work and things like that. Right now, I've already been kind of playing around with it, you know, just seeing what I can do. This thing is actually super cool, and I am 100% a beginner with this. Never used one before, any type of engraver or anything, and I was able to kind of play with this and get it to do some things that I needed it to do. So it's very user-friendly, especially from a beginner standpoint. Right now, I'm just kind of making a picture stand. I found this on the interweb, and you can download it to the computer. You can save it on a file, and it'll cut it out. And it's kind of going to tell me whether or not how big it is or whatnot. I've got these pieces of wood here. I'm going to kind of slide this in here. See what we can make out of this. Creality sent me the honeycomb there. They sent me the machine, and I'm pretty excited. This thing is super cool. It's got a lot of safety features, like you can't run it while any of this is open. It does have a smoke tube that comes out of here, and I kind of just blow my fan to it. I believe they also have a box you can get that goes into, but I don't have that. So we're gonna play with this. I'm gonna stick you guys on a tripod. We're gonna cut this bad boy out and see if it works. All right, that's all done. That took like 5 minutes, maybe. So you open it here, and there's your piece of wood that's left over. It's not even hot to the touch. Here's your piece. This will slide together. You can use some glue, whatever you want, but you get the idea. Locks in like so. Now you got a picture stand. Bam! Telling you guys, I think there's so many other things that I'm going to be able to do with this other than just making. You know what? Let's make my logo. That'll be sick. Let's do my logo real quick. All right, guys. Again, this is the Falcon A1 laser engraver from Creality. The Falcon A1 engraves at lightning fast speeds, up to something like 10,000 millimeters a second. Its ultra-fine laser delivers crisp, detailed, and flawless cuts on wood, leather, metal, acrylic, and more. It's compact, safe, and easy to use. It's perfect for the hobbyist, small business, and makers who demand professional results. Create a custom design, personalized gift, and a high-quality product, all from the comfort of your workspace. Unleash your creative with the Falcon A1 laser engraver. Fast, precise, and powerful. I have been having a blast playing with this. I've got so much, even from after recording this video. I have so many things that I've made by using this, playing with it, learning the settings, learning what you can and can't do. This thing is going to come in clutch when I want to do some custom tank work. Like you can just see right here how good my logo looks through this. It's just burning the wood away. It already cut out the logo for me, and the precision of cutting is unbelievable. It was so straight, so fine, and I was able to like click my logo back into the wood and it stayed. So that was super cool. If you guys want to get one of these, I'm going to link them below for you. Again, a big thanks to Creality for sending this over to me. So first time laser engraving anything, and I thought I would be really cool if I could do my logo. So it cuts it out for you. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, so cool. It's like a puzzle now. And there you go, guys. You can see I was even able to cut this out. Now, I'll tell you, if you guys have watched the entire ad, comment below Falcon, and I will sign and send this out to one of you. All right? So comment below Falcon, and I'll sign this, and I'll mail it out to you guys. And what I'll do is I'll just pick a random winner from the comment section. So I'll put you in a little thing, spin it, show you. This so that you watch the ad. Anyway, I want to thank Creality and Falcon A1 for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back to it. Alright, so I know 1998 Honda Civic's not the most coolest thing to watch, but it's what we're working with right now. And like I said, I'm pretty sure from a few things that I have seen now that this car was a stance car. How do I know? Well, one, oil pan's dented. That's one thing, but that could just mean that it's got a low car. But there's other signs. Let me show you. Wheel rubbed through here, and wheel rubbing here. Also in the back, I can't show you because I can't get the wheel off right now, but you could see where it was hitting when it would turn. So yeah, there you can see. That's giving me an idea of why I think this was a stance car at one time. It still needs so much work. The interior, although not terrible, it's not great either. No cracks in the dash, so that's cool. Steering wheel's gross. We did get a new mirror because this is floppy. Radio's kind of in there. Everything else is okay except for these door panels. Like I said, the AC does work. I don't remember them ever coming with this here, so that's maybe something. I don't know. Could be part of the radio. The AC works. It did need a new blower, which I got because it would whine. But the door panels are toast. And I don't know where I can get door panels for this car. I'm gonna have to search. I know that it's not easy to come by. Also, the window doesn't roll up or down. I do got in the box there a new crank, and yes, it is automatic. Tried to get her to get a stick shift, but she wouldn't. But everything else is still here. I mean, it's a little crusty, but other than that, it's not too bad. This is basically her starter car, but you know, she always wanted something. She likes Hondas. She likes that lowering the car and doing all those things to it, so I'm here for it. That's what I'm into, what I've always been into. I love a good Honda, So yeah, anyway, knocked out the headlight real quick. I just did one of them. I'm gonna have her do the other one because she needs to learn how to do things, and we need to go find a key to get these wheels off because I need to do the timing belt, and then I need to inspect the brakes and do all the things to this. So I guess we'll get on that tomorrow. Alright guys, so we're getting started on the simple, or not simple stuff, but the stuff you've got to do, especially when you buy some clapped out car off of Marketplace. Right now I'm just going to go through and I'm draining all the fluids. I'm going to go ahead and replace all the gaskets. I'm replacing the timing belt. I got all Honda parts for it. Don't go cheap, guys. If you can find the stuff still made for these cars, just get it. You don't want to have to do this again, and as little as this will probably get driven, I don't want to have to do this again. So I got a Honda timing belt, water pump, and all the other goods that is needed. Even got the gasket for the valve cover, which we're going to take off. We're going to paint that. They said I got the cheap eBay header for it. We'll see how it does. If it runs into issues, I'll still have the factory manifold, or maybe get a better header for it later. It's not really for power, it's more for looks and just overall having a really nice engine bay. That's kind of what I'm about. All these brackets here I'm going to take off. Eastwood is sending me a powder coating system, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a try when that comes in, hopefully this week. Other than that, we also picked up some of these hoses off Amazon just to give them a try. I think they're kind of cool. This is the color that my daughter wanted, so that'll look pretty sick in here. We're going to do this color, and we're going to do some white also. Get to work on this. This isn't something that's kind of fun to watch, is me doing timing belts and tune-ups, but did go ahead and pressure wash all this. It was disgusting. Like, oh, another thing. Let me show you how I also know this was a stanced car. I'm not sure you can see real well under here, but that oil pan has a full-on dent in it. Yeah, so we may be replacing an oil pan. And I'm also pretty sure that this is JB Weld. That I don't see any leaks coming out of it. It looks like it's holding, and it's going to have to hold because there's nothing else I can really do. But more than likely this transmission was smacked on something because the car was so low and they were doing their stupid stance stuff with the wheels all tucked and too big and too low and undrivable. So I'm pretty sure that's JB Weld on the transmission, and that really sucks because I don't want to have to, I can't fix that other than replacing the transmission, which I don't want to do. But if I have to do it later or another time, I will. Probably be something I'll start looking for is another auto transmission for this car, just in case, and that way I have it just in case something happens or it starts to leak. I already got all the Honda fluids for it anyway, so I'm going to replace all that and get to work on old Clappy here. And yes, for those that care, I said stupid stance stuff. I just think that it's the most ridiculous thing that I've seen. I like a slammed Civic with good fitment as much as anybody, but when you start tucking your wheels and the camber is so bad that you're basically driving on the side of the tire, just doesn't make sense to me. But to each their own. I mean, if that's your thing you're into, awesome, good for you. Anyway, I'm just going through and I'm cleaning this stuff up again, just putting a wire wheel on the neck and getting some other things clean, getting ready to get the valve cover ready for paint, and just breaking everything down. Using the wire wheel to try to get into all the crevices, taking out all the grommets, doing everything. This is just going to get painted. We're not going to powder coat it. I can't fit this into my powder coating oven, so I just want it as clean as possible. Then we're going to use some high temp paint and primer to really get it on there. She wanted a white valve cover, which I'm here for it, and that's what we're doing right now. All right, so timing belt is ready to come off. Everything in here has been done. I need to go get some more brake clean so I can make sure I clean up in there. Got this covered up just so nothing gets down in the motor. We need to get the old exhaust manifold off because we got a new one. Other than that, all of this is just in here to keep things covered up and just stop stuff from getting in. But we got all the parts here ready to go. New timing belt. Didn't want to bore you with watching how to change a timing belt on a single cam. If you guys want to see that, then that's fine. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out. Alright guys, getting back on the Civic, we did pick up the powder coating system from Eastwood, so big shout out to them, thank you. And if you guys need to buy anything from Eastwood Company, tools, whatever you need, use the code Seaberg10, and I'll leave the link in the description for you, and you can save yourself 10%. Get whatever you want. But for right now, we got this. This right here is the oven. This is the booth that opens up. There's a filter in there. I have the gun up here, and we've got some black powder, some OEM black, and we've got some stuff to powder coat. So let's get on it. All right, just going through, cleaning the parts. These parts have already been sandblasted, but got to get some of the grease off of there from touching it with my hands. We're going to be using an OEM black. That's what the package says. This is the powder coating booth that Eastwood offers. All you need to do is buy a box fan for it because it'll all mount together. Probably, hindsight, I wouldn't have laid the parts down if I were to do this again. It's just, it does make it hard to get to some of those spots. I probably would have hung them, but being that the oven is not super big, I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to get all the parts in at one time. Here I can. If anything, the parts that, you know, if I didn't get powder in certain areas, it was, you don't see it anyway because it was underneath. But I still, if I were going to do this again, I would hang them. But really an easy process, guys. If you have if you want to look into doing powder coating or get into this Eastwood, this is a great product that they sell. And I enjoyed it. I'm not a professional powder coater. I barely even know what I'm doing. I kind of just did it. And it came out really, really well. Alright guys, so right now it's just in the oven baking. Those are the brackets that I did with some OEM black. And sponsored or not, this was so easy. I have never powder coated like by myself before. I've powder coated in a big oven one time on a bike frame, but I've never done anything like this by myself. And that booth, this thing did so good. You can see, you put the spray on there and then the spray will keep it from, it actually lets it stick to it. And you can use this filter, I think 7 or 10, up to 10 times or something, and then it comes with more. But that's so cool. All I do now is just close it up and put it in the corner over here because that's all I have room for. But anyway, we got about 20 minutes to let that cook. I just got to keep checking on the timer. I got a little time lapse going on to watch it for, you know, for Instagram and all that stuff. But this thing is so cool, guys. I'm telling you, if you want to learn to powder coat or do small things like this in your own shop, this is it right here. Cool, and there it is. It came out actually really, really good for my first time. There is some pitted metal, so it's got some pits in it here just from being old, but I think that bracket holds the water bottle anyway for the radiator, so you're not going to see it. These ones here are really top things, so yes, that looks really good. I'm super happy with it. Just got to let it cool down, and then let's go get the rest of the engine bay fixed up, and then we can throw these on. Alright guys, quick update. Sorry for the noise, but it's super hot in here, so the fan's on. But I've got working on the timing belt right now. I just spent probably all yesterday messing with that underdrive pulley, and if you guys know, if you're Honda guys, you know what an absolute pain it is to get the underdrive pulley off. If you don't know, and you guys probably know, I've been out of the game for a long time, but this tool took it off within like 5 minutes. 5 seconds, I should say. After fighting with it all day yesterday, and this tool, ordered it real quick, got it next day. This is a 17 millimeter, some of them are 19, but this some reason gives it enough torque in the gun, so when you're doing it, it pulls it out. So I spent a ton of time with that. And then right now, because I'm kind of weird about things, when I work on my cars, I probably go up in a little bit of, I probably get a little bit overzealous when I'm doing this stuff, but I want everything clean. I like a nice clean engine bay whether it be like a, you know, a factory plus style engine bay, or, you know, going over the top. But we're not going over the top on this build. This is going to be a very simple D series, and I just want, when you pop that hood, something that's kind of important to me and always has been, is that that engine bay looks nice and clean. So I'm just going through right now, cleaning the timing belt cover. Then we're going to replace the timing belt. You already seen in there that I painted the valve cover. Once that's done, we're going to really dive into some of the other issues this car has, some of the rust, some of the other things that have been done to it. Oil pan's got a big dent, so I need to pull that. See if maybe I can either pop the dent out of the oil pan or just get a new one. Don't know. But I'm going to continue with this. I think I'm going to paint these black just because I like the black look, especially on the side of the motor. It lets everything else pop. So I got to get them real clean so that I can paint this with some plastic paint to get it nice and black. These things came out almost brand new by the time I was done, and that's just using some bleach white there. Alright, never mind. They actually came out so clean and almost factory, brand new looking. I'm just going to leave them this way. I'm not going to create more work for nothing. So let's go get the timing belt done, and then we can get on to some of the fun stuff. Alright, old pan is off. Look at that. Just drug it across the ground to the point that the bolt is like flat. So picked up a new one. Just grabbed this one from O'Reilly's. Best I could do right now, but it'll work. So let's go throw it on. Got our Honda Bond, which is a necessity for this stuff. And I like to just kind of put it on there to hold the gasket some. Probably should have cleaned it out first. And yes, I already know I don't need to put Honda Bond on the entire oil pan, but I did it anyway, just to be safe. I don't know what's warped, what's not. I know to put it on the corners of the gasket, and then here, getting it up in there, making it look all nice, fresh, and new. If you're wondering too, the oil pan came from AutoZone. Can't remember the brand of it, but it fit perfect. It looked exactly like OEM, and it came with a new drain plug. I'm going to get ready to TIG weld, start working on the exhaust here. I'm just going around. This is like two pieces of metal stuck together, and it kind of helps if you go in and just burn around this part here. It will make it easier, and this is just stuff that I've seen other fabricators do, and then it did help. It makes it so that metal doesn't blow apart. This right here is just a test pipe. We live in Florida, so there's no cat on this. We're not required. Yes, I know, emissions and all that, but the car isn't going to get driven that much, and it's way easier than buying a catalytic converter because they are not cheap down here either. But either way, I'm just TIG welding. This is all 304 stainless steel. I took a stainless class. I actually enjoy welding stainless steel. It really tells you when you're doing something wrong. You can tell when it turns super gray, then you know you're too hot or you're not moving fast enough. The colors really help you compared to what steel does. These eBay headers, this is where the header's kind of known to come apart and leak. So I went ahead and I just TIG welded them together, all of one. We don't need that centerpiece. I closed all that in so there won't be any exhaust leaks coming from that area. Probably going to use an OEM manifold gasket later. Right now I'm just going to use the one that's on the kit because I still got to get everything mocked up. I got to figure out how long this test pipe needs to be. So finishing this up, again, we'll probably use a better gasket to the head from the header. All right, I know one of the weakest links on these eBay headers is the leaking from the center, so that's all TIG welded up. I even TIG welded the bolts down so they can't come loose. This right here is going to be a test pipe. I'm adding the flex pipe to it. I do have the other end. I just got to figure out how long it needs to be, and then I'll add it. If you saw me on top of the flex, I was going around and just melting that. There's two pieces of metal, and it makes it a lot easier to weld. So I've learned that if you weld all the way around the flex pipe, just go ahead and you don't need to even use any filler rod. Just go around and just melt all those two layers together. Makes it a whole lot easier to weld. Definitely was easier for me. Anyway, we're going to let this cool down. Timing belt's done, valve cover's on, just going through, getting ready to finish cleaning all this up, pull this header off. I got a new motor mount. We need to hook up the power steering also, but it is coming along. I went ahead and put on my powder coated brackets. They look super good. I will be changing out this fuel filter, but also powder coated that bracket. Looks really, really good. I do enjoy powder coating, but let's get on to the rest of this. All right, we're putting all the hoses on. Like I said, these hoses came from Amazon. They replace
every hose pretty much on the engine bay. I think the only ones I didn't end up using were the ones that went to the heater core from the back. Just too much of a pain to get to, and I wasn't going to sweat it. You can't see back there anyway. But all the hoses fit like OEM, right up to the block, right to the back. The hoses coming off the radiator fit perfectly. And so for the price of what these are, I know that you can buy some pretty expensive silicone hoses. I don't know just yet how well these are going to hold up. So I will keep you posted. I can't imagine that you're going to have any issues. These are braided silicone hoses. When you cut them open, there's wire, not wire, but they're braided with some kind of string, I guess. So they seem like they're going to hold up just fine, and they look good. Why not? And I'm sure people are asking, why are you doing so much to this little D series motor? There's no power. If you guys have ever driven a Honda before, it's not necessarily about power. They're just fun to drive. They're nimble, they're small, they're light. You don't need a lot of power. And being that this is my daughter's first car, which I'm still pretty stoked that she wanted to, do the car scene and she's into it, and she's my middle child. It's kind of cool to me because I couldn't do this stuff. I didn't have anybody to do this stuff when I was a kid, so I kind of just winged it and learned it on my own, and really didn't even have the money to do so. And now that you're an adult and you have adult money, you can have adult toys, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is just wanted to give her something fun to drive that looked good. I'm a big engine bay guy. This car does need a lot more work than this, and we may even paint it on the video here eventually too. I might go ahead and paint it myself. I've painted cars before, and maybe do a little surprise for her because she does want to keep it silver, but she wants it to have it kind of like a pearl in it. So we may end up doing that. Next, we're putting on the intake. Not fun because the intake came from eBay and it looked like it was going to be fine, but it didn't fit barely at all. Ended up having to, think I chopped it in like 4 different sections just to get it to fit right. The down tube was okay coming off of these are the weird manifolds that these D series comes with, but it has a big turn down. It probably needed a bigger turn down coming off of the throttle body for it to be perfect, but it worked. You can see right here, yeah, trying to get that in there. It just didn't sit right. It wants to sit up. So I shoved it down in as far as I could, and then I turned it, and then I tightened it as much as I could. I may end up B-rolling the end of that just to give it a little extra, just in case the power kicks in and it wants to blow it off. Joking. All right, so far in all her glory. Of course, eBay intake means eBay modification. This thing didn't fit at all. It's supposed to be a cold air intake, which means it would have went down there, and not even close. Unless they wanted me to drill a hole, I don't know. No clue. Air conditioner lines are in the way. It wouldn't have mattered, but I got it to work. It's on there. Isn't going anywhere. Pretty sure it'll clear the hood. We'll find out later. If not, if I have to, I can modify and put the filter in this vicinity here. If I need to, this can spin. But as of right now, it's in there. These blue hoses are pretty cool. I do have them on my Civic, and they do really well, guys. You can get these things off of Amazon, and they're actually really cheap, and they hold up. As far as I can tell, I haven't had any issues, don't have any leaks. So if you guys want to get stuff like that, they have all the colors. Quite cheap, but I went ahead and I used this one for there. It's got our air sensor in. I'm going to swap out the fuel filter header over there. We'll go on, then we'll put the exhaust on, and then we'll do the test pipe, and she's good to go. We'll look at tires. But other than that, this will be buttoned up. Now we're going to pour in some Valvoline, restore and protect in this old motor, put the header on. The header went on super easy. There's just one bolt that was kind of hard to get to that I couldn't torque down because there's no way you can get a ratchet in there, so I used a wrench, gave it the beans, and got it to where I think it needed to be. All right, well, there she basically is. I somehow dropped the oil filter bolt somewhere, and it's like something came up, grabbed it, and ran. I don't know, because it's gone. So now I got to order a new one, but that's not important because we're still not ready yet. We've got the header on. Everything in here is basically done. I do need, as a reminder to myself, tighten the underdrive pulley bolt. Next,
We're gonna get the exhaust on. It's over there in that box. Get that on. Finish making the test pipe. Can't make that until I put the exhaust on because I need to know how long it needs to be. But everything's coming together. We've got more to do on this than I really have time for, so I'm gonna cut it here. We're gonna get back on this. We should be able to finish it up in the next one. I'm not making this a long-term project. We just wanna get it done, get it running, get the tires changed onto it, get the wheels put on, and then start getting on the inside. I got some SI seats that I'm gonna put in here from I think it's a 90 or 2006 SI, maybe something around that area, but that's gonna go in here. I've got some of those. So we've got plenty to do, and we got more time. So thanks guys for watching. Appreciate you coming into the new channel and checking it out. But this is the kind of stuff we're gonna do: fabrication, automotive, everything. I've got some cool stuff that I'll be doing with the fit. I'm gonna make a strut bar for it. I got a new lip for it because the rain ripped it off. And we are taking it to the Dragon again this year. So I'm super excited. Me and a buddy are gonna go, and I think we're gonna have some fun. And we're gonna do a lot of footage and a lot of just playing around and vlogging and things like that. So anyway guys, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you real soon. Later.